you ever known someone who did not finish high school or did not go to college? Today I will be discussing some of the problems on why people do not attend college, such as tuition costs, the lack of interest in schooling, and the fact that they did not finish high school. The reason these problems exist, the tuition problem exists because most students feel like they cannot afford college, and so they think, why bother? If I can't afford it, then I'm not going to go. The lack of schooling comes from having bad high school experiences, such as bad grades or bullying, and they don't want to deal with that for another 4 years. The reason people drop out of high school is because it's mostly the same reasons and why they aren't interested in going to college. The Bureau of Labor Statistics states that last year only about 65.9% of high school students went on to go to college. While this may seem like a substantial number, it really is not, and it is easy to fix these problems and get the number up more. To fix these problems, we could cut costs for the tuition, lower tuition, and most people might say, oh, well, if we lower tuition, then the school is going to have to start cutting costs and budgeting way more. However, if we lower tuition and stop spending so much money on such things as sports and more on academics and lower tuition, then that will bring in more students, and more students will bring in more money. So lower tuition, bringing in more students will, all in all, even things out, and the schools won't have to budget as much as people might think. To keep kids interested in going to school, I think that maybe high school teachers should show some of the fun things that can happen on college, such as events and everything. Because if we show the good side of college, the kids will forget about all the studying and everything, and they will become more interested in college. Maybe we could take high school students on tours of colleges during such events to keep their interest in those colleges. However, we also must make sure that we keep high school students interested in high school so we can keep the dropout number of high school students to a minimum. It is imperative that teachers explain to students why college and schooling is so important in life, because without a college education, life becomes a lot harder. And not saying that people cannot make it without college, because people have done that before, but life is much, much harder without a college degree. These problems exist mainly due to the fact that college tuition does keep increasing every year, and the more and more it is increasing, the lower and lower number of high school students are thinking they can afford college, so they don't even go. High school is becoming more and more difficult, and students are looking at seeing how hard high school might have been and thinking that college is harder. I don't want to put myself through that. Finally, the harder and harder high school is getting for students makes them not even want to try to finish high school. But if a kid doesn't finish high school, then they can't go to college. If a kid drops out of high school, they can at least try to get their GED, which can maybe lead to a degree, but it's much simpler just to try to graduate high school, go to college, graduate college, then hopefully you can get a decent job, get some money. Um, so today I have discussed some of the problems of why people don't go to college, such as tuition costs, the lack of interest in schooling, and dropping out of high school. These problems can be simply fixed just by cutting costs on sports and putting that more towards academics, lowering tuition, and showing kids how fun college can be. If we if we can fulfill these obligations and keep kids interested in high school and college, and lower the cost so more people feel like they can afford it, the number of high school graduates number of college attendance and the number of college graduates will increase, therefore increasing the number of the job outlook, therefore increasing the money outlook, therefore increasing the economy. So, all in all, getting more kids into college and graduating college is better not only for the student, the individual, not only for their families, but for the country as a whole.